The people who speak of liberty can be divided into two general categories. The first category is the people who believe in the concept of non-aggression, who believe in the concept of self-ownership and voluntary interaction, that I own me, you own you, and we do not commit aggression against each other. There's a word for those people. It's called voluntarist, which is sort of a subset of anarchist. I like voluntarist, it's a little more specific. The second category of people who waxes eloquent about liberty are the people who talk about those principles and adhere to those principles and advocate those principles if and when their own interests are served by them. And the moment their interests are not served by them, then they talk about having a more nuanced position and being practical and being realistic and saying, yeah, that's the ideal, but this is necessary right now. There's a word for those people too. That word is statist. Because every statist wants freedom for himself and not freedom for others. Every statist. I don't care if it's fascist, communist, anything in between, as if those are opposites. Every statist says, I generally want freedom, but there are some things we need government to do. There are some things we need authoritarian violence for. So there is nothing special. There is nothing pro-liberty about saying, I believe in freedom except when my interests are at stake, and then I believe in violent aggression against others. People in the second category often tend to use euphemisms. One is closed borders. There isn't a freaking door. There's a line that is thousands of miles long, and there are men with guns. If you advocate the initiation of violence, say so. Don't call it closed borders, because that's not what it is. It is violent aggression. And if you are willing to sell out the principle out of necessity and it's an emergency and being practical, then do not complain when the exact same lack of principle is used against you. I will use this example. Well, no, not all gun owners commit crime. Not all of them are violent and nasty, but some do. Let me let you in on a secret. 100% of gun crimes are committed by people with guns. So do we take the category of people that is people who have guns and use violence, state violence, to disarm them all in the name of what some of them would have done if we don't? That is a purely statist position. It is an immoral position, and it is founded on the exact same fear-based, unprincipled, authoritarian BS that the closed border position is based upon. Every animal wants to avoid pain. Every animal wants to avoid violence against itself. And most of them are just fine initiating violence against others. There is no virtue. There is no principle. There is nothing noble about advocating your own freedom, but not the freedom of the person next to you. To say that you are opposed to violence when you are its victim, but that we need violence when you are its beneficiary, that is the philosophy of cockroaches and sewer rats. It should not be the philosophy of human beings.